welcome to my channel. Welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be going over the new Chanel foundation that just came out, as well as the new blush. So I have both of them here. Did I just do a foundation roundup of all my Chanel foundations and rank them? Yes. Did this launch literally like a day after that? Yes. Did I buy it anyways? I sure did. I told myself I wasn't going to. I still did. So this is supposed to be a little bit more full coverage. It's not full coverage, but it's a little bit more coverage than the previous Water Fresh tint. It has more shades. We are gonna go over all the details for both of these products in just a minute. Before we do that, if you like Chanel videos, if you just like foundation videos, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't yet. I do upload videos twice a week. And with that, let's get into all the information on these two products. Let's talk about the foundation first. So here's what the box looks like, as well as the bottle. It does come with a brush, as do most Chanel foundations, not all of them. The brush looks like this. It's very small and it has like a dome shape to it. I do just want to compare it for just comparison's sake to the original Water Fresh tint that looks like this. So this is the brush that comes with that one. And you can just see even off the bat, like this one's just smaller in diameter. It's smaller in height. I don't like this brush that it comes with. I like that this one is a slight angle and it's a flat top. This domed one just does nothing for me. I did at least want to compare the two of those. And then let's talk about both of these foundations. There are a few differences between the two of these, so let's just go over them really quickly. The original Water Fresh tint, so this is a light to medium coverage. I do find that to be true. I did already review this. I will link it up above if you want to also see it to see my thoughts. This is supposed to give a radiant finish, and it's made up of 75% water. It also comes in 8 shades. So that's the quick details on this. So let's just talk about how it differs from this new one. So the new one now comes in 16 shades. So that's double the amount of the original one. It's supposed to be a medium coverage. So it's no longer a light to medium with like a buildable coverage. It's just straight up medium. I am wearing it now. So if you want to get an idea, I would kind of agree with that. My personal opinion is that the coverage is about the same. We'll get into that more in my final thoughts. And this is supposed to give a natural finish, and it's made up of 60% water, whereas the original was made up of 75%. So you have a radiant finish, a natural finish, and then a little bit more water content, which I think the water content is kind of going to dictate the amount of coverage. It has less water, which is why this is supposed to be a little bit more coverage than the previous one. As far as ingredients go, I didn't find too much of a difference. I mean, I didn't compare them line by line. I'm just going off of the Chanel website and what they're highlighting as their key ingredients for this product. And they both advertise to have tamarind for hydration. So I'm not seeing too much in terms of skincare benefits between the two. Again, primarily it's going to be finish and it's going to be coverage as well as shade range. Now I do wear the shade B30 in my other Chanel foundations. So that is the shade that I picked up for this one. For the Chanel Water Fresh tint, the original one, this one only came in like fair, light, light medium, medium, dark, deep, something like that. And I grabbed medium, which was, I want to say, the 4th in the 8 shade range. So for someone of my complexion to have 4 out of 8, like 50% mark as far as depthness for shade, I'm glad that they extended the shade range is all I have to say on that. And I'm also glad that they decided to stick to how they do their other foundations with the B30, B20, B10, etc. So I'm happy about that. Let's now talk about the blush. So the blush comes in similar packaging to the original Water Fresh tint. As you can see, it's just a little bit smaller. The blush is 0.5 fluid ounces, whereas this is 1 fluid ounce. So even though it doesn't look that much smaller, it is half the amount of the foundation, which is fine. It's a blush. We don't need a full ounce. However, I just find it interesting that they came out with it like this. And I might be wrong, so please leave a comment if I am, but I think that this has been launched in Asia for quite some time. I don't think this is a new product to the market. So I have a feeling that if this foundation goes over well, they're going to repackage this and make it more of this type of foundation. This comes in 6 shades. It's supposed to be sheer with a natural finish, and it's 75% water. So again, we're hearing that 75%, and that comes from the original foundation, which is why I would not be surprised if we down the line see them reformulate this blush to be more similar to this foundation. That's just a little inkling I have. No idea. I don't know Annette Chanel clearly. So that's just my little hunch. That's my little fortune telling. I think we're gonna see it, but I don't know. I would show you the box that, well, I'm going to. This is the box that it comes in, very similar to this one. However, my dog decided to eat this one. She decided it was raining outside and she was bored, and so she was going to have a little snack. So I'm sorry that I can't show you the beautiful box. I'm gonna throw this away now that I've shown it on camera. Kind of the information and rundown of both of these products. I am going to jump to the footage of me applying both of them to my face so you can kind of see how they apply a little bit. Then I'll be inserting some swatches of the foundations compared to other foundations that I have from Chanel. I do swatch this one as well, but I don't really have any other shades or blushes to really compare it to. So you'll see a swatch just for, swatching purposes, but there's no really comparison. And then we will jump into my final thoughts. So I will see you all in the application portion of this video. So let's get to applying these 2 products to my face. I don't think I'm going to use this little brush that comes with it. I'm going to use my It Cosmetics Loves the foundation brush. This is just a flat top. I don't really like how this is rounded. So we're gonna use this one, and let's just start. So I'm gonna do 1 pump on the back of my hand. So it looks like this. And then I'm gonna take off my glasses and I'm gonna mix it up on the back of my hand, which is what the instructions say, to kind of break up those little pigments. And then let's just go. So 1 pump really didn't even do half my face. I'm gonna do another pump here. It does, these are small pumps. Let's work that in. Also, I just wonder, since you're breaking up the pigment with the brush, you kind of have to press it into the brush, like how much of that's getting pushed in. Bring this up to the forehead. So right now I have 2 pumps on my face, and I don't know, I'm not really liking this. It kind of just, I don't know if you can tell, but it just looks like it's sitting on top of my skin. I did all my skincare. I didn't use any primer because I didn't want that to affect the foundation. I also didn't put any sunscreen on today just because I didn't. I don't know what's going on. From far away, it doesn't look bad. I mean, I'm not wearing my glasses. That always makes a difference. But up close, this looks almost powdery, which is a weird thing to say, but it has like the appearance of being powdery, if that makes sense. Like it's just clinging to everything on my face. I did dermaplane not that long ago, so it shouldn't be like clinging to hairs. I'm gonna just try and push it in with the sponge here. Just see if the moisture helps this out. Okay, I was getting nervous for a second because it was not looking good. The sponge has absolutely just helped this out. It now looks like it's pushed into the skin. I don't know if you can really see what I'm talking about, but now it doesn't look like it's just clinging to everything on my face. Even my forehead just looks a lot more smooth. It's not, right now, I mean, I've only had it on for 5 minutes. It's not my favorite. I almost like the original one more. However, the original one, the wear time just wasn't good. Okay. I think I've pounced this as much as I'm going to pounce it. Let's move on to the blush. I'm going to save everything for my final thoughts here. And let's just try that and see if we have better luck. I have the shade Warm Pink. And again, so the instructions say to pump it out on the back of your hand, and you actually want to use your fingers to apply it. I'm not a huge fan of that, but just so we can say we're giving it a good shot, let's use it as instructed. So here it is, kind of with all the little pigments out. Let's just get to applying this. It's very wet. It's much more water feeling than the foundation. I don't know, can you even really see it? Something black on my face that you can see. I mean, it's not drying down on my hand, so that's how much more liquidy it is. I'm able to do both cheeks without it drying down. Here's what it's looking like with just my fingers. I'm gonna take my sponge and kind of just pick up what's left on the back of my hand. I don't expect it to be much, and just kind of blend it out a little bit more. It claims to be sheer coverage. I mean, it's definitely a sheer coverage. I just don't know if it's too sheer. Okay, here's what the blush is looking like. And I feel like it looks like nothing is on my face. I mean, I don't have bronzer. I only have the blush. My face still feels wet. It's not drying down. It's taking quite a long time to dry down. I mean, you can see some color, but it's so subtle. It doesn't look bad. Just, I think with this foundation, it's not a great match because the foundation's just a little bit heavier coverage. I don't know. I'm feeling really just iffy about both of these. So I'm going to apply the rest of my makeup off of camera, kind of just take a closer look, put my glasses on, really gather up my thoughts about this. As far as the blush goes, I'm a little bit curious to see if, even though in the instructions they say to apply it with your fingers, if there's actually a better way to apply it that just kind of gives a little bit more color payoff. It has, I mean, it's still a little bit tacky, but it's started to dry down more. The rest of the foundation is less tacky, but it's still a little bit tacky. I don't know. I'm feeling not great about either of these right now, but sometimes by the time I put the rest of my makeup on, it plays well with other products. It looks good. So I'm going to go do that. We are going to jump over to some swatches, and I will see you all in my final thoughts. I am back and the rest of my makeup is on. Everything that's on my face today is always listed down in the description box below. I've had a little bit of time to kind of just think on these products, gather up my thoughts a little bit. So let's just jump into it. First things first, you should have just seen the swatches of this, and I got the shade B30, which is the shade that I typically wear in all Chanel foundations. However, looking at it swatched, it seems a lot darker than my other Chanel foundations. Even, on camera, like it does look a little bit darker than my chest. I don't think that I can't get away with it once I self-tan. It's probably fine. It's just something I wanted to throw out there because it was something that I was really excited and happy as far as one of the changes with this foundation, that they switched over to their numbered system like they do with their other foundations. And to now know that at least the shade I wear is not consistent across the board is a little disappointing. The Chanel Le Beige Healthy Glow foundation, that's my holy grail foundation. It's in my top 3 favorite foundations of all time. And there's a clear difference in that shade of B30 versus this shade of B30. So that's just the first thing that I wanted to touch on. The next thing, I guess, is just how I'm feeling about this. I did warm up to it since putting on my makeup. I think that it settles into your skin a lot better than when I first applied it. I don't think you can just get away with wearing a brush. I, for sure, anytime I wear this, will be applying it with a brush to get the coverage that I want. And then I'll be tapping it in with a sponge to kind of just have it sink into the skin more and blend into the skin. Other than that, like I can't. The way that it was sitting on my skin was not flattering. It was not cute. I did not like it at all. After that, it's been sitting on my face for 10, 15 minutes. And I think it looks nice. My main thing, I think, is just that this is not a photogenic foundation. In person, it looks very nice. It's very light. The blush looks very natural. It is sheer, which is what they advertise. So I'm not upset about that. They say it's a sheer blush. It absolutely is a sheer blush. Do I wish it had a little bit more opacity? Yes, but it is really pretty. There's a time and a place for this. Something that, at least for me, I find that the coverage between these two are similar. If not, this has less. I don't know if I'm the only one that feels this way because I see a lot of reviews that this is really, really light coverage. And when I tested this out, I did not feel that way. So maybe I just apply too much of this when I'm using it. I don't really know. But the coverage to me on these is about the same. So take that how you will. Haven't watched the other video where I reviewed the Water Fresh tint. I think I mentioned it at least minimum 10 times, that it was the kind of foundation I could see myself wearing to a dinner after a day on the beach, like on the boardwalk, a very vacation vibe foundation. And I still feel that way. I still feel that this is the type of foundation. I don't know how long this wears because the main issue that I had with this foundation is that the wear time was god awful. Within 4 hours, it was just coming off my face. It's the least long wearing foundation I've ever had. So I'm not sure how this foundation wears yet. I will try and leave a pinned comment down below if I can remember, but I get the same vibes. This could still maybe be an all day rather than just like I'm just wearing this for dinner and then I need to take it off. Like maybe you could get away with wearing it for more of a half day. I have a feeling that might be the case. However, my opinion stays the same for the new version compared to the original version. This is just a very occasion specific foundation. This is not a foundation that you can wear to work, whether that's outside or in an office. I worked retail for 10 years. I would not wear this to my job at all. I don't have the confidence that it would wear and not break down. I think that this is like a nice, you're going to the lake to have a picnic, you're going to the beach to just hang out and grab breakfast or whatever you're doing. Like, I find this to be just for those occasions where you want something that's very fresh looking. It's called the Water Fresh Tint. Where you want something fresh looking, you want it to have a little bit of coverage to kind of cover up more than maybe a BB cream or a CC cream. So you're feeling like you have a little bit more makeup on, it's a little bit something, but it still gives that like water color kind of look that I know can be very popular. That's just how I'm feeling right now. So to sum it up, I don't think that either of these are a bad product. I'm going to give them another shot, try them out some more. Maybe there's better ways to wear it. If you know of any, if you've been wearing it a few times now, of course, leave me a comment down below. Help me out. I would love that. And we'll just go from there. I don't have too much more to say about either of these two products. I'm just on the fence about them. I will try them out some more and hopefully do just a follow-up video of some products that I was on the fence about and see if I can give some more cohesive thoughts and be more one way or the other, because right now I'm just really down the middle on them. I was very excited to try them. I bought them right away. They were like 2 weeks late. That's a whole nother story, a whole nother issue that I had, which is why this video is coming up late. But we're not even going to get into that. We like to stay positive around here. So that's where I'm going to leave you all. I hope you're doing great, all of you, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, everyone.